Alright, so I'm going to do a little comparison review between the Bell Bullet versus the Biltwell Gringo. So this helmet, I believe it retails for about 400 bucks, and this one I can't remember. It's under 200 bucks. Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe about 200 bucks. I don't know, about half price or so. Now that I have had them both for a while now. Now, if I bought this Bell helmet when it first came out a few years ago, what was it? Two, three? I don't know. I can't remember now. How many years ago? I got that, and this one I got probably about a year or so ago. The Gringo. So both helmets, they have that retro style. All right. Both helmets have the retro style to them. Obviously, this one I have a bubble shield on there. They do come with flat shields, but the bubble shield is more retro there in that regards. The Biltwell, I can't remember if it has a bubble option or not. But obviously, I have the flat face shield. So the Biltwell is, it's a very basic helmet. It's just a helmet, and that's it, with some snaps and nothing else. No vent holes, no nothing. Whereas the Bell actually has the little vent holes here and the 4 holes on top. This Bell helmet here is the most well ventilated helmet I've ever worn. Even though looking at those holes, it doesn't seem like much, and this doesn't seem like much, but it's so open when you put your face in there, especially with the bubble shield. It's so open in there that it just flows so much air. When you ride into the wintertime, it gets your head will get cold. So you might want to, I don't know, put some electrical tape or painter's tape or something and block up those holes, and maybe even, well, actually this one closes. So, but even then, even when you close this one, underneath the chin bar, so much air goes underneath there. It just ventilates quite a bit. It ventilates almost as much as a dirt bike helmet. So in that regard, it's the most well ventilated full face helmet I've ever tried. Besides a dirt bike helmet, for a street bike, anyways. The Gringo, even though it doesn't have any vents and such, and the snap visor here that it has, it's not sealed. Wherever around the helmet is, it's not sealed. So there's actually plenty of ventilation, enough, surprisingly enough, that goes through. So because this thing has no ventilation and such, that's one of the reasons why it's so much cheaper than this one is. It's half the price or so. But also that's why it's also a little bit lighter as well. This is a light helmet. This Bell helmet, very very light helmet for what it is. Because it's pretty simple. There's really nothing moving. When you look at other helmets, no regular full face helmets, you have like stuff that moves around and whatever different various shapes and stuff, and a bunch of different things popping out and stuff. That's bulky and that bulges out. All that stuff adds weight. So this thing is very streamlined. So that's why it's so light. Besides the shell, this is I can't remember what shell it is. Anyways, you guys could see, you look that up on the internet. So between the two, I like them both. I really do. I like them both. The Bell has a bigger window opening here compared to the Biltwell, especially the chin bar. It's down here. So this chin bar is real small versus the Biltwell. This is the Biltwell. You got a big old chin bar here. This is like Jay Leno size right here, right? But I'm pretty sure Jay Leno's chin will be like down right here. Sorry, Jay, didn't mean to poke fun at you. So when you look out the Bell, you hardly see anything. You barely see the upper lip of the chin bar. You barely see the upper side of the visor as well. Whereas the Gringo, you definitely see it. It's more like a conventional full face helmet. So I think that's the main difference between the two. That more ventilation, and they're both so light that you really don't notice. It's not really much of a difference between the two. Um, let's see what else. Obviously, this visor is easy to, you can move it up and down. Whereas this one, it's just neither on or it's off. So the good thing about the little blast shield here, I think that's what they call it, is that it's easy to take off, to clean, to wash. The bell, it's kind of a pain in the butt to take off, because it's a screwdriver, fat head screwdriver. You have to take off the tube to take this off to clean it. So that's kind of a pain. That's probably the only thing I don't like about this. They need to make some type of mechanism that still has a retro look, simple look, but it's easy to take off without any tools. So you can take this off and clean the face shield. Let's see. So yeah, I've had both of these, and yeah, really I like them both. They're both fantastic helmets. And they both have that retro look, also the retro shape. I really do like them both, and I use them both. As far as the fit goes, that's a personal thing. Everyone is different. Their head is shaped differently. Being Asian, my head tends to be kind of wider, more of a round shaped head than say if you were of European descent. Those folks tend to have a narrower head. In the U.S., I think the trend is to have the intermediate oval, is what they call it. So it's somewhat somewhat sort of between round and really oval. They call it intermediate oval, but the intermediate oval is actually too narrow for me. So I have a very hard time finding helmets, and both of these are a little bit, for me anyways, a little bit slightly narrow on the side of my head. So that took some time, took so many hours of wearing and riding to break in the sides until the helmet broken in and it was comfortable for my head. But yeah, so let me see what other things about these two. I think the belts, obviously the fit and finish on it, like the finishing and such, it's a little bit nicer than the Kringle, and I think that's pretty obvious. If you look at other reviews of these helmets, they pretty much say the same things. I don't want to necessarily repeat what they say, but there's a few things. I think the padding, the chin padding on the straps for the bell could be a little bit nicer, could be a little bit plusher. It's really thin. Here it's real thin. There's hardly anything there. In that regard, I think the Kringle is a little bit better, even though it's thin as well. It's more of a stiffer material, so that it doesn't flap around as easily as the bell does. They both, as far as aerodynamics go, they're both about the same. So the aerodynamics, the wind noise, I would say the wind noise is probably slightly more in the bell, just because it's slightly more open, more air flowing through compared to the Kringle. So the bullet might keep slight bit noisy because of that, but otherwise, aerodynamic wise, going on the freeway, whatever, doing a head check, they feel about the same. Actually, the head check on the bubble, you could actually notice more. If I also have the flat face shield, and that one, when I do a head check, I feel less of the wind blast compared to the bubble. But otherwise, these are both great helmets. So if you could afford this one, yeah, why not? Go ahead. If you can't, this is cool too. It's retro. So obviously the main thing is that it doesn't have the convenience of easily flipping up face shield. So I think that's the biggest thing right there. Obviously, if you're gonna have that stuff, it's gonna add more cost, right? Because you're having moving parts and such. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.